Welcome to day 4 of the daily roundup, and we're out of the studio here.
It's a little bit unique. We're at a Pete Kaminsky meeting, so meeting's being called, and we've been lucky enough to join by today's winner, Matt Holtz. Thanks for joining us, mate.
Congratulations, first off.
Thank you.
We've got a studio audience today. This is the first time out of day 4, but again, congratulations riding the beautiful horse Hazelwood Country Blues. How does it feel to be the Ringers Western Gold Buckle champion?
Again.
Yeah, no, it's pretty awesome. It was just, I suppose it's been a great week. Haven't had any, I suppose, like really big rounds, but yesterday was, pretty good, and then today was really good and just added to it. So, yeah, Mia was super, and, really proud of what she was able to achieve.
So go back to day 1. How many horses did you start with?
I started with 5. I scored on 4. Of course, the only one I didn't score on was the one that Fiona and I own. So she's out.
You certainly kept your owners happy.
Mate, looking after your
owners. That's right. Yeah, that's what I was doing. Yeah.
Absolutely. But you brought just one back into the final, and that's all it took.
Yeah, so I had 4 in the semi. So I doubled up. How many did I start? 5. Did I start?
5.
Yeah. So 4 in the semi. No good on them first 3. I scored on the third, and anyway, good enough score on the 4th one to make it into the final.
And we've got to mention also with Troy Palmer and Big Red, only a 1/6 of a point behind on a 179, and then we finished up with Peter Bolton on Destiny's Reflex on a 178.67. So it was only a point splitting them from those 3 positions. It was a tight race and it was tough conditions.
It was, and Pete Bolton had that fantastic run in the semi-final, 92. What were you thinking leading into that final? Obviously, he was the man to chase. Different conditions for the final.
Yeah, it was when Peter went, whatever number he was. I said to Moffat that this will be interesting. That'll sort of set the tone for the rest of it. And he didn't quite find probably the steer that he wanted, but had a reasonable round, but not a big round, and so he couldn't quite add to his 92 what he might have wanted. And I suppose it left the gate open a little bit to those that had that little lesser score. And I sort of believed going into the final that you needed a 90. There was enough on 90 and above that probably would have doubled up with another, really good score to probably win. So, I thought it was pretty, I suppose, a little bit unachievable. But anyway, that's how it goes. The cattle, probably didn't quite flow as good as what we would have liked, and they were a little bit inconsistent. So,
It made for real storytelling like it does here at Willinga, because somebody can miss out on a check by a 1/3 of a point, and sometimes it's even a 100th of a point. And don't ask me the maths. I had so many people ask me, how does it happen if somebody's a 0.66 versus a 0.67? And I don't even want to get into that, but it makes it a really good storytelling when people do come out. And normally we're talking about somebody winning a draft by a point, but by a 100th of a point or by a 1/3 of a point makes it even tighter. And with the cattle being a little bit tougher, probably in this last round, I think it really shone out where you're seeing those bigger scores sort of come back. I think when you said what number Peter Bolton came out at 10th, what was your draw? Because you still had a fair few horses that were after you that you had to sort of wait and see what was going to happen.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I drew 21, so I was lucky enough to draw fresh, I suppose. And there was probably an option for a fresh yard of cattle either at 21 or 23 because there was 43 in it. But anyway, the judges opted for 23 for the fresh, which I'm glad they did. And just lucky that had a good cow come in, but that's I suppose how it is with drafting. You're lucky enough to get a good cow come in and make use of him. So.
And tell us about the horse. You bought it out of Nutri in 2022. Has he been with you since then, or what's been the story?
Yeah, she's been with Fiona and I since then. We've done what we thought we needed to. There's a huge credit needs to go to Will Durkin for the work he did leading up to when they sold, when Terry and Chrissy sold through there, and he did an enormous amount of work and foundation on that mare to have her as good as she is. And yeah, it was a mare that I suppose the team had sort of picked out, and Matt bought her, and she was one that we'd all agreed that she was the one to buy, and we had no idea that Matt had might pay that sort of money. We were driving home at the time, Fiona and I, and yeah, got a hell of a shock that
That they were coming to you.
that sort of money. But yeah, anyway, grateful that Matt has faith in us. And
you mentioned Matt. I did hear him say earlier. He said they were bringing the mare here just to showcase her on the big stage and let plenty of people see her. There couldn't have been a better way to showcase her than actually winning the 2024 Ringers Western Gold Buckle Championship.
Goes a long way, doesn't
it certainly helps. So, so congratulations on doing your part in making sure she's showcased. Yeah. We will mention Matt Moffat. We've been talking about him every single show.
Who does? So, who doesn't? Who doesn't talk about him?
He doesn't talk about it.
He's riding Snapchat and the highest aggregate for the weekend.
He's pretty good on Snapchat.
And we must shout out to Brad and Bridie Comiskey, the owners. They weren't here, but of course they're big supporters of Matt, and I know that he's very thankful to be able to get that right.
Should we get into watching the run?
You love vision.
I love vision.
You're the man of vision.
This is your thing, mate. This is your moment to shine. So
pressure's on.
Get your iPad out. Why don't we get Matt to talk to us?
It's right here.
Okay, here we go.
Straight away. Press plate. We want everything. Cow selection.
I haven't seen the run again, so.
Well, here it is. Tell us what you're thinking right now.
Well, I guess the two fresh come in, and the steer I took, he was he didn't. I suppose he probably didn't look like a real peach, as in a soft steer, but he looked like he had, you know, pretty fair movement. So, and that's the game, in that you got to take something that you think's got a fair bit in it. So yeah. Anyway, we took him up the front, cut him out, and when he left the yard, and he left on a bit of an arc where I could attack him, and that was making for me to set up the run. I suppose,
where is it at this point that you're like, no, I've got money in the bank?
After I went through the gate.
Come on. Is there any time when you're thinking?
No.
Is there any time like
there? You seem to be smiling right there as you go around the second peg.
The second peg, obviously, you had to do a fair bit of work. Is it now or?
No, and there wasn't money in the bank there because like I said, I had an 89. So there was opportunity for others that had 90 and above that I think that probably could easily have taken the win. But I felt like when the steer left the yard, because there wasn't heaps of them that left the yard and enabled the riders to attack him, but he did. And so, yeah, it enabled me to attack him and get on a good arc and just keep at him. So we had a little deviation going to the gate. I had to wait in behind him there for a little bit, but he was true enough that he just straightened out and then I could hook him and go through.
Well, they've been talking about the surface all week here, how it's just held up run after run, with the weather and the rain and everything else. Looking at that run, you're spitting a fair bit of it out. How does the actual surface taste?
It was a little bit. I did taste a little on the way around.
I just noticed it on the replay, and you're spitting it.
Yeah, not quite as good as that little whiskey we're having, but look, the surf's been great. I think it was, the wetter it got, the better it got, really. So.
We just heard it from the crowd then, people saying it tasted sweet like 100 grand. But in all seriousness, how good is it to be able to come here, compete for $100,000? It's a pretty special prize that Willinga Park put up for the campdrafting community. Yeah,
it's incredible what they've done for the sport to put on showcase an event like this that enables us to come and compete for it and have the best competitors come and best horses and have a lap, and they put on the right stuff and the right cattle and the venue and all of what you mentioned, the surface, and I think we've spoke tonight a little bit about the judges being great this year, and that's probably easy for a winner to say, but I think they've been awesome.
There was a little snicker there in the crowd. We're going to wrap this up because I don't think we can hold this crowd back any longer. This is the best behaved that I've ever seen this motley crew in my life.
So we boycotted this meeting here.
As we go to wrap it up, we've interrupted your celebrations. Just for the viewers at home, what is it going to look like in the next few hours? What's going to happen here? Where's it going to be? Tell us where you envision this party going.
Look, we Matt went down the street and got a few drinks and a few pieces, whatever. So we've had a few little quiet drinks.
He's still shouting.
Yeah, he is.
Oh, sorry, I thought Moffat, right? Matt Moy.
Oh,
yes.
No, Matt Moy. Yeah. So Matt. Of course, that's Kooyong Pastoral. Matt Moy owns the mare, and obviously grateful for him and his support. But we'll have a few more drinks here, and then probably go to the bar and
And last opportunity, when you're out there after you win, I know Dan asked you if you want to thank anyone. There's a million things going through your head. Is there anyone you missed? Is there anyone you want to thank before we wrap this up and get stuck into drinking again? Go for it now, mate.
Yeah, no, I was.
They're all lining up.
Look, I think I got through most of them now, but you know, the one that I probably was really kicking myself that I didn't thank earlier was probably Will for the foundation that he put on the mare, and because it's without that foundation on those horses, you know, it's good to have great horses and whatever, but they've got to have a foundation and a start and so much easier to go on with then. So
I'm sure will appreciate that 10% that you're going to sling back his way. So anyway, we're going to round this out. Thank you for being a part of it.
Two-time winner. Be nice for you to give someone else a go. But congratulations again for 2024. And let's go and celebrate.
Let's enjoy the party.